Hi, everybody. My name is Nicholas Mitchner. I'm the assistant principal at New Palestine High School. I'm joined with two of our leaders here at school that are part of the early college program. I'll kind of let them introduce themselves here in just a second, but we're here. I just wanted to give you guys some quick information about the early college program as incoming freshmen next year, just see if this is a good fit for your student and if this is something that you guys want to pursue. So again, I'm Nicholas Mitchner and I'm the assistant principal here and I oversee the early college program.
Hello, I am Trent Whitaker. I'm the school counselor in charge of the early college.
And I'm Kevin Maurer. I'm the Vincennes Assistant Dean in charge of the university side of our early college program.
Perfect. So again, we just kind of wanted to be here, just give you some information about what early college is, what the program kind of looks like in New Palestine High School, some advantages of the program, and just see if it's a good fit for you. So what it is essentially is just dual credit classes that are offered with Vincennes University to earn credits. So basically, students are working towards a high school diploma as well as earning college credits while they're here. And so one benefit to this we'll get into here in just a minute is those credits are transferable to public Indiana state universities, a couple of privates as well, private universities. So that Dr. Maurer might be able to explain here in a little bit, but it's basically a chance for students to earn up to an associate's degree here while they're in high school. So at the same time, so they're part of a cohort where they get some tutoring, they get some special kind of help towards their college degree and things like that. So it's a really, really awesome program. We just had our first graduating class last year. The class of 2020, our first early college graduating class. And so it's really neat to see kind of the expansion of the program. And Dr. Maurer and Mr. Whitaker, you might be able to kind of talk a little bit about this as well, but really kind of who we serve in the early college program. We're not looking for necessarily, it's not necessarily just for straight A students, but it's students who are really motivated to work. They've got good discipline, good attendance. We really look at first generation college students in a family. If students are going to be the first ones to go to college, it really kind of helps them, but also students maybe who need a little bit of financial help with assistance in college, because we all know college is pretty expensive, and so this is a really good opportunity for students to earn some of these credits at a much reduced cost, which we'll get into details of that here in just a minute. So I don't know if Mr. Whitaker or Dr. Maurer, if you have anything to add on that.
Nope.
No, well, we talk about AP and dual credit class courses later. That's the only thing I would. I'll wait till then.
Yep. So early college basically means students are taking these dual credit classes taught by, for the most part, our New Palestine High School teachers. Our New Palestine High School teachers have been credentialed to teach these dual credit courses. So they're basically taking these college level classes towards their high school diploma, but also towards earning their college credit. And so, and again, those can transfer to any public universities in the state. And really, they're just for all intents and purposes, just students here at New Palestine High School. They're still going to be, in the cafeteria, still participate in band and choir and sports and things like that. Still follow a similar schedule to other students. Just as part of their schedule, they're getting those dual credit courses that are added in to earn their college credit. One of the things that's really important for students to know, though, is what to expect in early college as part of the program. There's going to be an increase in expectations. We like to keep the integrity of the program very high. These are college courses, and so they are going to be challenging. They are going to be more challenging than typical high school classes. And so it's really important for students to stay up on homework. It's really important for them to, take advantage of the support that's offered. For instance, you'll see there, it talks about AccuPlacement tests that are taken during sophomore, junior years, as well as some tutors. Dr. Maurer, do you want to talk a little bit about that support that's kind of available?
Yes, absolutely. So we have two, what we call learning coaches, because they do tutoring for a lot of their time, but they also meet with students frequently to talk about futures. So they have a little bit broader role, but a majority of their work is tutoring. So, of course, with COVID, it's gotten a little more challenging, but those employees are here on a regular basis to help the students through both their early college classes and their pre-early college classes. So one of our tutors right now is working with a student who's struggling in geometry. And we're doing a lot of that remotely because the school has been remote, but we have an English one and a math one, but we all pitch in for the other subjects as well. And then we have a coordinator who also teaches some classes for us. She sort of oversees the effort. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of paperwork that goes back and forth between the university and our program. And so those people help with those things as well. But the biggest thing for parents is we have learning coaches that are a part of the program. There's no additional charge. And all you have to do, and many of our early college students who use them are AB students who just want to make sure they got an A, or they want to make sure that they got everything correct. So it's not just for struggling students. We are here for all students, just like a student support center would be at a traditional on-campus university.
Exactly. Awesome. Thanks, Dr. Maurer. So one of the advantages is really for this program, it eases that transition from high school to college, gives them kind of that head start into college, kind of seeing what a college class looks like, kind of the expectations, the rigor of the college class, and gives them some flexibility because these credits do transfer. And so really kind of gives them a little bit of flexibility when they're starting off in college, having earned maybe some of their prerequisites or some of their courses and credits that they've already gotten while they were here in high school. So it definitely allows for that flexibility. And then cost obviously is a huge advantage here. Our cost is $25 per credit hour when it's taught by one of our teachers. We do have a couple of courses, a class or two that are taught by a university adjunct, and those are a little bit more expensive. They're $75 per credit hour. And classes range from 2 credit hours to 3 to 4. So it really just depends on the rigor of the course. But ultimately, whether it's a new Palestine High School teacher or a university adjunct, it's much cheaper than traditional college costs for credit hours. There's no cost to students that are part of the free reduced lunch program, but there are some book fees for students who aren't part of that program as well that students will be responsible for. This is kind of a good breakdown of the associate's degree, kind of like what it would cost. Here at New Palestine High School, if you think 60 hours, because an associate's degree is 60 credit hours. That's not necessarily 60 classes because different classes have different credit hours, but it's $25 for that. If you think about book fees, it's about $2,200. And this is some information, just approximate information from a couple of the local state public universities, IUPUI and Purdue. You can obviously see there's a significant cost advantage to going through the early college program through us and earning up to those 60 college credit hours. So, as Mr. Whitaker kind of mentioned earlier, one of the biggest questions we get is AP versus dual credit. And so I know, Mr. Whitaker, if you kind of want to talk a little bit about this with AP and honors courses and kind of the difference between those versus the early college pathways like the associate's degree and the dual credit opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. With the early college program, students will be in a lot of classes that are dual credits. And we do not weight many of those classes, whereas if a student takes honors algebra 2 or honors English, they will have a little bit of weight to it. So that helps their GPA a little bit. AP classes, obviously, they get to be juniors and seniors, will have a little even more weight. So if you were looking for your child to be, battle for that valedictorian spot or top 10, the AP route is the way to go. And they can get college credit by taking the AP course if they're take the test at the end of the year and score a particular score on that, depending on what university they're going to go to. AP is also known nationwide. So if a student does score a certain score on the AP exam, if they're looking to go out of state, that route might be the way to go for your child. Whereas the early college is in-state schools. So that's one of the biggest differences. But the dual credit, if a student takes the class, the student earns a B, an A, or even a C in the class, they will have that grade and they will get the credit by their coursework. And there's not a test at the end to say whether they get that credit or not. Mm-hmm. Mr. Meyer, anything else on that?
Yeah, I would add that here from New Pal, we had a student go to Michigan State, another one go to the University of Toledo, both out of state, one private, one public. and they did get all 30 of their credits. So that was pretty good. We've had kids go to schools in Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio. And because Vincennes is regionally accredited, that's a fancy term for saying that they're reviewed every 5 years. Those credits do transfer pretty well. Right now, we're working with Rose-Hulman. Every year, I add a couple schools. I know that a school in Columbia took 30 credits from one of our schools. So it just sort of depends. The conversation is just different. Like Indiana Public Universities, anybody in the core transfer library, they have to do it because they're part of that. It's more of a convincing game, and it takes persistence. But a lot of the kids are getting a lot of the credits even outside the state. And I don't talk about a university unless I've worked with them, but they are becoming more and more accommodating because a lot of the university classes that we're getting out of the way are taught by adjuncts. So the fewer those you have, the fewer adjuncts you have to deal with on campus is what I'm hearing from university people. So we are having some success, and because a lot of them are just taking them like community college credits, which universities have taken. It's just like Mr. Whitaker said, though, there's no law that makes them. So it takes a little more persistence as well as finesse to get them transferred.
Yep. And AEP is run through College Board. In early college, we work through Vincennes University and things like that. So, it really kind of just depends a lot on students' plans and things like that. And so kind of where they're going, what they're going to study. Perfect. So, Mr. Whitaker, do you want to talk a little bit about what their ninth grade schedule would look like?
Yeah, all of our ninth grade students will take an English 9, whether it's honors or English 9, however they want to do that, as well as math, which is Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, depending on what they took as an 8th grader. They'll start with Algebra 1 or Geometry. The science, they'll have Biology, again, unless they took that as a 8th grader, and then we'll go into the chemistry, advanced chemistry, and then they'll take World History. And we do, with French and Spanish being a huge part of the early college program, your child will be required to take a world language, whether it's French or Spanish. And then you see the 9th grade dual credit classes that we offer is the study skills, as well as the computer 110 class. So they'll take one first semester, one second semester, and then English, math, science, world history, and your world language is a full year class. And you do have room for the one elective. So if they are interested in band or choir, I know that's kind of one that when we started this program, parents were concerned, and the rumor was kids could not do band or choir. That's something that we've had kids graduate with the associate's degree, and definitely the STGEC, or now the core readiness, education readiness, whatever. With that we've had kids graduate last year that had both of those and were in band or choir for 4 years. So definitely doable, but that's basically what the freshman schedule looks like. The only thing we're adding on to an early college student is the 2 dual credit classes.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. So the way the application is going to work, here are some of the requirements. We're looking for students who are going to have that desire to complete at least the 30 credit certificate, the College Ready Core, formerly known as the STGEC, or the 60 credit degree program, the associate's degree. So we're really looking for, we do offer for students to take individual dual credit classes, but we really give priority right now to students who are willing to commit and say, yes, I want to get that, at least that 30 credit hour certificate, if not the 60 credit associate's degree. They have a minimum GPA there that you can see, as well as an attendance and discipline requirement. We're looking for students that are going to be part of this program that will continue, with a high quality and high integrity of the program. So, so there are going to be some discipline and attendance requirements. And then the timeline is going to be in your email, you're going to get the application. It'll be mailed to all student and parent emails that are in PowerSchool of 8th graders. So any 8th grader that's interested can look at that. That will be sent out, and it's going to be due on Friday, February 5th. Once we get that application back, it'll be a Google form that you fill out, questions to answer, things like that. we'll sit down as a group, look at that, send out some teacher surveys, collect some data on the students. We might be scheduling some virtual interviews with certain students, if not the whole group, but we'll be in communication about that. And then by early March, we'll have selections made for the program and start looking at scheduling with our counselors. Dr. Maurer or Mr. Whitaker, do you have anything to add about that? There is going to be a Q&A night. We normally typically have an event where we all come together, but with us being virtual and everything like that, we decided to go ahead and make this video with this information with the presentation that we were going to present. But we also know there may still be some questions. So on Wednesday, January 20th, we are going to have from 6 to 7 a virtual Q&A night. So a Google Meet link will be sent via email. So if you have any questions after watching this, you're like, I'm still not so sure about this, or have a quick question about this, we will be available from 6 to 7 that night on that Google Meet to answer any questions you have about the program. You can also email or call. We're going to be sending out an FAQ document, a frequently asked questions document with this as well. So maybe some of your questions will be answered on that as well. So maybe then once you read that over, be like, oh, maybe I don't need to come to that. But we will be available next week or on the 20th so that we can answer any questions you have. Dr. Maurer, Mr. Whitaker, do you have anything else to add?
No.
Oh, awesome. Well, here are our emails. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to us. You've got Dr. Maurer, Mr. Whitaker, and myself there. We are happy to answer any questions you have about the program, about the application, or just anything in general. So appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this, and we'll be in touch soon with the application. Thanks so much.